Hey, chat. Nobody there. Love to see nobody there. We're planning for when it's full of hundreds and hundreds of people. Chat, welcome to T-Bar. Them boys ain't right. We're back with another episode. We got Steve with us tonight, going to illuminate us with all kinds of current events and things that are happening. Steve, take the show, please.
What's going on?
Hey, man.
I heard you had a fantastic dinner, but I don't know where you were at.
Oh, man. We're doing a little pre-celebration. Gabby's buying another car because we got rid of the Yukon, so she wants to get a Toyota, and we're out there test driving Toyotas, and she's gotten down pretty much to the cars she wants and everything. So I was like, hey, let's go get a dinner, and we went to Rio's. It's not called Rio's anymore. Do you remember Rio's, the Brazilian steakhouse?
Yeah, I think I barely do.
Yeah, it's up by Columbiana Mall, and
very cool. What's she gonna get? The Grand Highlander, maybe, or something smaller?
Not the Grand Highlander. I think she's looking at a Highlander, like the middle tier, whatever that one is. I forget already.
Okay.
But, yeah. So so that's all fun. You know, I hate this. I hate going to car dealerships. I can't stand it.
Well, I just got my wife, or helped her get one as well. But so we got a Pathfinder Platinum. I think the MSRP is around 55. But we ended up getting like about 5,000 off of MSRP, and then an extra 2,500 above. So basically about 7,500 under MSRP. It's got like the leather interior. I think 2026 Nissan really did a good job of not really fixing how their vehicle itself, but really trying to put luxury and bigger screens and stuff this year. So it's kind of like the budget car. So I like it. And then we got they would have given us another 2,000 off, but she took a 0.9 APR as well. So
okay, yeah. Well, the APRs that are out there right now are average or hovering like 4s, and so.
Yeah, I think last I looked, one of the banks or something, or credit union, sent me some junk mail, and it said something like, "Hey, take a car at 4.6," which wasn't bad. So, yeah, well, good. I hope she's happy with it.
Well, we haven't bought it yet.
Dude, I hate to talk about cars here, but why not? Just for a minute. So I use a website, not paid to say it, not affiliated, called Visor, VISOR.VIN. And it'll show you can filter it, and it shows like every car in the United States. So you can filter it down to like an area you would shop or whatever. And so even like when I called, I just called over the phone. I didn't go in. But they were like, "Oh, you come on in. I'm sure we can give you a little discount, 500,000." I'm like, "Well, here's this place. They're already advertising 4,500 off, and I haven't even called them." "Okay, hold on. Let me talk to the manager. If you come in, we'll match it." And I said, "Yeah, I thought I was with the salesperson on the phone. I'd rather get it from you than drive 3 hours away and go get it from them." And so, that's a great tool for anyone that's interested in purchasing a car, to see what other dealers in an area are given.
Yeah.
But other than that, I did not do that this weekend. I did that last weekend.
No.
So she's got it and she's happy. But I really didn't. Last we left off, Friday, I'd gone to the game. I was looking to see if I wanted to get some AAA baseball tickets, but I haven't decided to commit to that yet. It's $8.60, but that's a lot of games to go to.
$8.60. Is that through VetTix or something?
No, that's the price per game if you got like season tickets.
Oh, okay.
So it's minor league.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I caught was the No Kings protest. I think it was 2.0 or 3.0.
Were you out there protesting?
I did not. Unfortunately, I was looking at cooking videos, but well, my heart was out. But it made me wonder, like, well, before we start on tonight, I guess I'll pretext it. I really wanted to look at the reasons why people are protesting that, and why people might say, what are you doing out there?" So clearly, there's maybe like a conservative view, liberal view slash Republican liberal, um, Democrat point of view, and eh, someone in the chat gave me a Hawaii.
Yeah, that's me. I'm
Aloha.
trying. I'm trying to stimulate the chat with no one in it.
I know. I see that. So, yeah. So why have it? So I thought we'd start off and say, well, obviously people are unhappy. So I wanted to look and and look at what the polls are. I mean, how much is the president or his staff hated? How much dysfunction is going on in our government? Um, Let me put you on pause just for a second. Sorry.
There it is.
Yeah, how much discontent was going? So I wanted to look at some polls, and I looked at one mainly for right now the president, but we may have to pull up like AI, one of those, your favorite one, and
Okay.
see what things like what's the approval rating of the Senate right now and Congress, and
I'll tell you what.
I just
Let's.
wanted to look at the president starting off.
Okay. Let's run two of them. Let me run GPT and Grok. Let's ask it the same question. What question do you want to ask?
Well, the one poll shows the president. We can see a thing on it where it goes up and down, et cetera. And then after that, I would just say, what is the approval rating for Congress today? And what is the approval rating for the US Senate today? Just to get a kind of a broad scale on what's going on. What is the United States? Where are we split? Uh, to get kind of a background idea of why there are even all these protests, because frankly, 3,300 plus protests across the United States with a estimate of over 8 million people. That's pretty significant. There's some people that are not happy. Uh, Fair to say.
So how about this for a question? I kind of lumped it together. I say, what is the approval rating for U.S. Congress and the U.S. Senate today? Cite sources, and then the rating for the U.S. president.
Okay.
So let's
Yeah,
let's
fair
see if
enough.
it does both. Let's see if it'll do all three at once. I got those running. So our Chat GPT is saying, here's the most current 2026 approval ratings based on major polling sources like Gallup, Pew, Reuters, Ipsos. Is that how you say that? IPSOS, Ipsos, and
Yeah.
aggregated polling averages. So the bottom line up front here is Congress overall about 15% approval, 15%.
Can we just pause here for a
Yeah,
second?
let's pause there for a second. Congress has a so that means let's do the inverse math. That means 85% disapproves of Congress.
Or maybe 5% had no opinion. Well, let's say at least 75.
Okay,
Maybe 10% had.
let's say there's a 10% margin of error. That means if 50% approval, then it could be 25% approval and it could be 5%
Well,
approval.
I didn't mean that much, but maybe like 10 people had no opinion.
Okay.
10%.
Okay.
So I'm going to say at least 75% don't approve of Congress or the way they're handling the government. So there's a fundamental belief, right? What's the purpose of government, at least for the most part, is to maintain law and order and or the U.S. government. I hope I didn't say Congress, but as a collective, and bring stability to the United States in our case. And so right now, if 8 million people are protesting, then what we got is chaos. People aren't getting paid, you know. uh, government facilities in times of war and stuff like that. So I thought it was going to be 20%, so 15%.
And
Yeah,
let me bounce over to Grok too, because let's just bounce the same concepts off each. So Grok says Gallup reported Congress's job approval at 15%, with 80% disapproving in its most recent March 2026 update, near historic lows. And if anyone wants to go check that out, that's at news.gallup. You can go look that up and see the 80% disapproving. So now Grok gives us the disapproving rate. So here's my question to you, Stephen. How can you have anything of value that's 80% disapproved of? Anything. How is anything of value that is 80% of a disapproval rating?
well, it feels like they're working themselves out of a job. I mean, if their fundamental job is to keep the government running and it's not being run, then when do people say, do we even need Congress anymore?
AI will probably take that away one day. Like why do you need people to say they're going to represent the government and then put on a show, is what it seems like, of one side versus another, and then they both go off and kind of serve the same masters, if you will. Like, how long can that go on? It seems like so Stephen, has that been the picture forever, since the Continental Congress?
No,
Meaning,
of course, I don't think so.
So obviously, right, we weren't alive 200 years ago, and we weren't alive 100 years ago. But you and I have been alive for 50 years. We've probably been paying attention for probably 30 to 20 of those years. 20 to 30
5.
of those years. Maybe 5. Yeah, probably we're probably still not paying attention, but
yeah.
But I think we paid enough attention to because you and I have talked about this in the past, not online, that we ask ourselves, like, what is Congress and the House of Representatives at the federal level actually doing besides publicly hating each other? Like, what is? Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that. Can you?
No, it just feels decisions are made to stay in power, to me.
Yeah.
More so than accomplishing something that's good for America. What does the Senate look like?
So, well, that says Congress. So I'm assuming they're putting Congress together. Okay, hold on. No, let me read a little bit further. My bad. Separate approval rating
Senate's
for the U.S.
be
Senate.
A little bit better.
Yeah, are not tracked as frequently or consistently in national polls as overall Congress approval. Most public polling let's see. Sorry, I lost it. Most says that Congress without breaking out the Senate versus House. So it seems like when people use the word Congress, they lump the two together in conversation, unless you're going to go, no, the Senate versus the House. And it appears that people focus polls on the Senate over the House for some reason.
Well, I believe that Congress is the one getting kicked in the teeth the most right now. So I don't know what the Senate is, but it's probably not very popular as well. And then the president, if I'm going to make a guess, it's between 40 and 45% approve, while around 60 to 65 to 70, actually. No,
okay, you ready for the numbers?
60 to 65 disapprove.
Okay.
62, 63.
Okay. What the GPT says that U.S. President current 2026, it says 36 approval rate, Reuters, Ipsos, from March 2026, and then it says 37%, Pew Research, January 2026, and then it says 40 to 44% range, aggregated polls like YouGov and NBC.
Yeah, each one's all going to be different.
So scale it between 36 and 44%. Double Congress.
I'm guessing about 42, which is probably somewhere in your estimates, or Grok's estimates in this case. So I know he started off at the beginning of the year, probably at like 60%. You know, he won the popular election, did a the electoral vote was, highly in favor of him. So I'm sure that any chart, you know, is already crossed, and now he's falling. So so that would be
Grok gives a little bit of different perspective on president. It's just slightly. It says for his second term. So they're focusing on second term, not his first and second. Broken in the middle type thing. It says that the mid to upper 30% range is approval, with a disapproval in the high 50s to low 60s. So that would imply
the 55 to 60.
Yeah.
So so over 50% now disapproved. But out the history of the United States, I think he has the second worst, I believe, disapproval from his first.
I don't know.
First thing, but that was towards the very, very end, I think. So I think only Richard Nixon had a bigger disapproval rating. I think Richard Nixon was around like 65% or disapproval.
So why the protest? Why does a swath of Americans call the president a king?
So I guess that's the point, right? Is now we have people that are taking their time to go out on a Saturday and they have a message. But what is that message? So I wanted to kind of look at the funny memes, because I think they're funny. Some of them, not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But to see that all the different messages. So everybody's got a beef, but it may not all be the same. But they're all coalescing together to come together to show that disapproval. So, well, I guess we can start off with just the protest itself. If people hadn't seen it, it was fairly big. I don't know if you got like a 5-second clip.
Let's see what we got here for you. You want to? How about something from freaking? What am I trying to say? X, right?
It doesn't matter to me.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
I guess just to make sure that it's not someone who was projected bigger.
So I got the sound going. It's loud. So I see what flag is that right there? Is that a Mexican flag?
So I think that's the
Iranian
Iranian flag.
That one right there.
Is that the old one or the new one?
Well, hold on. Let's just say
that is one from a different protest. So that's not even a protest. That's a gathering. So before we get to that, which is interesting, is do you see all those people? Or somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, over 10,000 people.
Okay.
What I believe is I had a difficulty finding something like this. This was the day after the No Kings. So the No Kings was on Saturday, and then they had this, which was a rally, not a protest. And in this case, they were like, God bless USA, thank you, President Trump, etc., because he is trying to support regime change in Iran. So I imagine quite a few Iranian Americans showed up for this. But I thought it was kind of cool. The difference between this and a No Kings protest is the variety of color in the people, and the American flags, the old Iranian or Persian flag, and even the Israel flag. They were all flying. Obviously, they weren't protesting; they were celebrating. So it's kind of weird to me sometimes when we see memes and stuff, and people always talk about, the news being influenced by money. Yeah. That this did not show up on any mainstream channel. Tens of thousands of people, especially shouting, we love you, President Trump, or thanks, President Trump.
Yeah.
But it was pretty significant, and you can understand why. If they're refugees here from Iran, they're probably happy. But to get up to that 10,000 or more people, there's a variety of people in there, which sometimes I look at the No Kings and it looks awful white to me. I don't, and old.
Yeah.
So, like, where are you pulling these people out of nursing homes? What's going on?
You,
So, well, I don't know that we have to show it. I think it's pretty well known that there was a march, but it would basically look something like that. But there might be pictures from, like I said, there was 3,300 across the U.S. So some were probably pretty small, and then places like Chicago, Boston, um, some of the, probably California, L.A. probably had a big one, I would guess. New York City did. Which I'll get to the first one. In New York City, I almost wish I'd looked for it. It was the first time I really remember seeing like the Communist Party marching along with them. So they had the communist flags. They were sponsored as one of the groups doing the protest. And of course, theirs was simply communism is the best, and we need a revolution
how do you feel about that
in
as a
America.
veteran?
I feel like they have the right to protest. I think if we look at President Clinton back in the day, I don't think he ever shut down Nazi right wing people that wanted to protest in the street. I don't know that we do that today. I know that there is a change on what people, First Amendment and free speech, and how people feel about it. And some are more tolerant than others. I think we can talk about that in a little bit, but clearly the mind shift of the American people is switching on how tolerant they will be towards free speech.
Yeah.
So and shutting it down. So we know there's the big protest. I just wanted to throw the Iranian. I'm glad you found that one, because there's something positive, and it just strikes me weird that it wasn't covered, that I saw anywhere on mainstream news. Yet they were covered everywhere. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, I got another one here. Robert De Niro, Al Sharpton joined third No Kings rally. This is 22 hours ago. ABC, CBN News.
Yeah, but you know what though? If Bruce, or who'd you say again? Bruce Springsteen?
It says Robert De Niro, Al Sharpton joined third No Kings rally.
Okay, so I don't really care that much about them, unfortunately.
Okay.
But if Bruce Springsteen would have played, I might have attended the rally. If they let me in
to go to a Bruce Springsteen concert,
right? And if they let me in for free, I'd carry a sign. So,
yeah. Hey, I'm watching you march down, goose stepping to communist flags and everything. I'm like, whoa, Steven changed.
I just wanted to hear, "Baby, we were born to run." Shucks. So let's get down to some of the signs, because I thought some of them were kind of cool. Okay. And you might see now. I sent you like a link to something, and granted, these are 2025 signs from last year's No Kings, but I think they reflect the same.
Is this what you're looking at right here? These No Kings memes that you sent me?
Yeah, I think it was a bunch of flags. It was like 30 of the funniest.
Yeah, here's the first one right here. So I'll scroll up. This is 31 more absolutely hilarious signs from the No Kings protest. This is from BuzzFeed.com.
Yeah, just to, and I think they put the X account they came from, whoever made these, whoever posted these signs. So I think it's from 2025. If I look, it's June 2025.
Okay.
So, but I don't think it's going to change anything. I actually kind of like that We the People one. Yeah. Just for the size of it. But yeah, if we just kind of scroll through.
Hey, I'm all for Americans banding together under the name of the Constitution, looking at the government saying, hey, you better not screw us over. We're watching you while we elected you to work for us. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. What I'm not really for is playing a high school game of popularity where you pick a side because you're emotional and you yell at the other side of Americans. It's just, and the other side yells back. It doesn't matter who yells. Actually, it does matter who yells first. You know, My mom used to say, never answer an angry word with an angry word. It's the second that makes the quarrel. She used to, we had that on the wall that said, never answer an angry word with an angry word. It's the second that makes the quarrel. So the second person who bites back is literally the person making the argument happen. You know, if one person yells something and you look at them and say, cute, that's nice, and you walk a different direction, then there isn't a quarrel. The moment you turn around and say, you're wrong, go to hell, rah, 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 now the quarrel starts, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And that's, again, um, when you're not trying to understand, like right now, what I'm trying to accomplish in this is to try and understand both sides.
Mhm.
But clearly, there are different people that have shut down that discussion to the point where they've even got the government involved in at one point back in the last presidency. I think they uncovered, stuff from the White House, please shut down this, ban this. We're on YouTube right now, frankly. And,
Yeah, we
I
we
don't,
could get banned for stuff we say on YouTube, can't we?
yeah. So there's a lot of moderation going down, and there's different definitions of free speech and what hate speech is. And I don't know what the definition of hate speech, but I think hate speech is more violent action should be taken against somebody because of, a variety of things: sexuality, skin color, country, religion. So
I'd like to point out we are not lawyers. We are not lawyers, and none of this is legal advice. I would just like to point that out. Yeah.
So we got the Lion King. Okay, I can.
The Lion King. That's actually kind of funny. The Lion King, and they're doing it in the aesthetics of the movie The Lion King.
So that, yeah. So for the humor of it, but yeah. So I guess people think he's lying. So let's just go down, see if we can get some different themes out of this.
You sucked in Home Alone 2. You remember that? He plays himself in the hotel in Home Alone 2?
Yeah.
Trump does? Yeah. That's
okay. I give that one a 7.
Okay. Number 3 is I accidentally got added to this protest by a sick. And it's got an army hat on. That's a good veteran right there.
The signal chat. Yeah.
Or at least it's a good veteran hat.
That's definitely the Pete Hegseth.
Is it?
There, right?
Okay, number 4.
Remember when he went on Signal? I'm sorry, let me turn that. Actually, got to mute something here. So 4, the president is the nastiest skank. So so that just seems mean, and you're fugly.
Of course it is, but we got to read it because someone went through the whole. Look at how much effort they put into making this sign. This is something you'd get in like 5th grade science presentation where someone makes a poster and it's hanging up in the class and they're giving their speech and everything. This one is actually aesthetically looks pretty good. This president is it says the nastiest skank bitch, and it's underlined, I've ever met! Exclamation point with a heart underneath it.
And they actually
trust him. He's a fugly seut or slut. Is that a seut?
Under that, is that the Marjorie Taylor Greene holding that sign?
No. So if I could break this presentation down, like not being critical, I'm just kind of being I'm reviewing it for its aesthetics. Okay.
Yeah.
I've ever met. So whoever's holding this sign literally has met the president, because you can't say I've ever met unless you've met the person, right? So obviously that's someone that knows the president because they've met him before, and they're saying don't trust him. He's a fugly. That's slut, right? That's slut, not seut. I don't know what seut would mean, but anyway, a fugly slut. So obviously, this person has met the president and learned that the president is a prostitute somehow, or something,
or that he's I don't. Yeah.
See that I don't. Okay, what does this have to do with being a king?
Okay, this is it. They don't like him because
He's a
he
skank
visited
bitch.
a prostitute before,
There you go.
allegedly,
And he's fugly. So again,
and
I
he's ugly.
ask, what does this have to do about with a king?
Hey, prostitutes are allowed to be angry too. So I give that one about a 3. I don't really find much humor in that one. Just
Okay, yeah,
nasty.
I aesthetically it was taking me in, but the more I read it, the more I was kind of like, this was thrown together at the last second. I
Yeah, it
think
could have been what's her name?
Marjorie,
The
the
no, the porn star.
the porn star. Who's the porn star? Ron
Was
Jeremy, the porn star.
no, the porn star that he allegedly had sex with, who took him to
Oh,
court.
uh, Stormy Daniels.
Stormy Daniels. Yeah,
Stormy
she might be
Daniels,
holding that sign, and would she
maybe,
be
and that's
justified?
allegedly. We are not saying Stormy
Allegedly,
Daniels did anything.
no,
No.
allegedly, but
Okay.
she could allegedly be the one holding that sign. That's
Oh,
what
I
I'm saying.
love this one, dude. Number 5 adds a little Spanish in the background. Look at that. Chingala. There's a guy in the back holding. So it says the only orange man I support. He's got the Cheeto guy.
But
The
but
Cheeto.
what you see in there, right, is yeah. So I don't support Trump. The only one I support is the Cheeto Man. But if you look to the upper right, you see current Israeli flag. So that person's anti-war.
Where do you see
Like,
Israel? I see Mexican and American. A
is
Mexican
that
flag.
Mexican? That's
Yes.
my bad.
That's okay.
Okay,
Let me zoom.
so this is deportations, and probably.
Yeah. I think we're looking at Mexican, and someone has an American flag maybe draped on them while they're holding the Mexican flag or something like that.
I doubt it's American flag.
Well, that is
Oh,
the American
yeah.
flag right
Oh, it's
there.
upside down, probably.
Yeah. Oh, it is
It's about to
upside
be-
down.
It's about to be burned.
Yeah. Hey, that's their right, isn't it? Or actually, is it your right to burn the flag? Wouldn't that be arson in public if you did that?
I think
Again, I'm not a lawyer.
There's some misdemeanor crime associated with it, but
Yeah.
it's you couldn't be. And again, we're not lawyers. I don't think you could be arrested for that.
You
Now, I
can be
think-
arrested for just about anything.
Yeah, for burning the flag.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Public disturbance, whatever. But I don't think.
I think we spent too much time
Like
on
a
number
federal
5.
crime. Yeah,
That's what I think.
let's
Yeah.
move through.
Number 6, clean up on aisle 47. That one's kind of funny. That one's kind of funny. Except, what about 45? By putting this sign, again, inverse property, you're implying you were okay with him as 45 president, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just like get rid of him, impeach him.
I'm sure that's what they mean too, but I can only go off the data in front of me. I can't go off what they might mean in their head. I can only go off what they're presenting me. So we all know that he's 45 and 47, and they're specifically saying 47. So implying, hey, we're all cool with how he was when he was 45 president, right?
Again, I'm going to rate that on the joke scale of 1 to 10, and I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
Clean up on aisle.
Well
some
done.
Cleverness. Maybe I'll give it a 5.
Okay. Whoever you are that did this, if you're watching the show ever, congratulations.
Congratulations. You got
Number 7, I prefer
50%.
my ice crushed. And it has the Statue of Liberty in a, I guess, motion of crushing ice with the thing she holds. What's that called? Torch?
Yeah,
the torch.
So yeah, crush ice. I prefer my ice crushed.
Here's what I'm a little confused on when people are quote unquote anti-ice, or whatever you see in the news that people are against or anti-ice and hey, stop arresting illegal immigrants or whatever. I guess we lived through such a long period of not caring about illegal immigration that now it kind of seems weird to the average person to automatically start caring about illegal immigration. Do you see what I'm saying?
I think the president that deported the most immigrants was actually Obama. There
True.
are,
I believe
there are tons of videos, probably even of Hillary, but definitely Bill.
But do you see my point?
Saying that we're a nation of laws. We need borders, and we need to deport illegal immigrants. So it's just like because it's Trump, we have to protest it.
I
Doesn't
understand
matter if
that.
it makes sense or not.
Yeah, no, I understand that. My question is about people, not about Trump. It's about
Ah,
people. So if you live for a couple of decades through a couple of presidents and you've never even bothered to check on what immigration and customs enforcement is, how many they deport, who they deport, when they deport them, and you've never protested before. And in 2025 and 2026, you pick up a sign and you protest ICE. My question would be, what in the past decades did you do to protest all the other ICE movements that have
it
been
did.
deporting? Okay,
It did.
so my question is about people, not about the
Right.
policy of deporting people.
Okay. So I think there's three main factors that have got that. So one is, 20 to 30 million people came over.
Mhm.
Um,
And no protests.
the
Remember? No, I don't remember protests that through an entire presidency where we were literally counting the numbers of illegal aliens and publishing them on the news. I don't remember people taking to the streets. Do you?
I bet when, for instance, there was some. Well, let me get my three thoughts real quick, and I'm going
Oh,
to
I'm
jump to
sorry.
that.
Go ahead. My bad.
So the other one is that the overall feeling that it's too much, um, that they're deporting Americans, um, and these are propagated through uh, different platforms and maybe even sometimes mainstream media, and that we're killing people, we're killing Americans that are protesting. So, so I can see why they made that sign. On the humor thing, I'm going to go. mm, I'll give that one a 5 too. But I think when you talk about that, do you remember a time when I think there was a picture taken and like the kids in cages, and it was done during the Obama administration.
Yes, I do
And
remember
then
that.
AOC was posting it saying
Mhm.
she took the picture on a visit. So that was 2000, not this one, but 2010, right? To 2014 when he was 45. And so they were using other pictures to, um, to validate uh, his anti-immigration policies back in 2010, building the wall. Remember, you know, I when I think back to his first run, um, I didn't really remember immigration being that much, but now that I think about it more, it was build the wall.
Mhm.
Um, this isn't right. We don't want a wall built. And that was the main. That was a main campaign strategy of his back then.
Mhm.
We're going to get rid of. We're going to prevent illegal immigration. I don't remember that we're going to remove people being,
Yeah, but it's
as talked about
implied.
as much.
That would be implied because who are you removing? If you believe the administration, they're removing people who are illegally in the nation. You would always do that. Theoretically, you would never go, well, let's just let this one slide. Theoretically, you would never do that. Now,
Yeah.
my point earlier is I think the American zeitgeist, the people, lived so long with policies and stuff and procedures that were happening behind the scenes when it comes to immigration, whether deportation or just mass allowing people in. I'm not arguing which way. I'm saying nobody cared or paid attention to it. Your average American who goes to work, McDonald's, watches Netflix, goes to bed, gets up, goes to work, that American, which is the majority of America, um,
Until,
probably didn't even think
till,
about immigration unless they were directly affected in around the border or something. You know what I mean?
yeah. So I would say the big start of that would be 2016 to 2020.
So that implies there was no
Because
illegal immigration from the 80s on.
No.
say?
So
Yeah.
if President Obama for 8 years
Uh-huh.
is um, the Democratic president, and he is deporting people more so than, well, not today, but back then more than Trump.
Mhm.
Um, that he's on their side. So even if they've some felt that way or whatever, there were probably, well, there were other policies that were more important to him.
Now we could have this conversation. I don't know how to. I'm pro to law enforcement, but the question would be: should ICE be tactical in the streets? There's a question. Now,
Hey, we got
if
somebody here. Jesco 2482
who's this?
says, "Hey Jimmy, what's up, brother?"
Hey, is this Julio? I think it is. Ah, I know it is. He said nothing's too easy. That's right. Too easy will set me off, won't it, Julio?
Hey,
This is
thanks for joining, Julio.
yeah. Who is a good friend of the show? He we used to work together in Belgium.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's move on from ICE.
Yeah, let's do it. This is getting boring. At number 8, let's see. If Melania doesn't have to live with him, why do we?
Okay.
Well, I
I'm
don't
giving
even
that
get
one.
that one. Doesn't Melania live in the White House with him?
Yeah.
Okay. That one doesn't make sense.
I give it an 8 though. There's been some times where she hadn't taken his hand and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
I'm sure she does.
You're giving that an 8? Look, I would give it maybe a 6 because it's just handwritten. No creativity to this damn thing.
Okay. Well, I'm rating on humor.
Oh, okay. All right.
So she did, I think, at one time.
And they're holding the American
move out of the
flag.
White House.
So you got to give him partial credit. All right. Number 9. Alexa, change the press. Oh my God, my Alexa just answered. Alexa, stop. No.
Alexa, change the president.
Hey, this damn meme, they got me, man.
Oh, I hear it in the background now.
I used to go, okay, I'll
It's
just
like
go
mine
back to
on
my
Friday.
digital corner and wait. Okay, Alexa. I won't read it again. You get it.
What do you give it on style?
On style and aesthetics, I'm going to give this a low rating, like a 3 to 4, because look, it's all just drawn with marker. The crown, they didn't even get a crown. You go print out a real crown. You know.
All right, I give it a 6 for humor.
Okay. Humor, yeah. Number 10, we got Elon Musk says, "I want your Social Security."
I give that 1 in humor.
Yeah, because he's a multi-billionaire. He doesn't need your Social Security. Why would he want your Social Security?
So I think at that time, because this is probably a 2025, still hurt from the run where he got involved and created Doge. So they just wanted to snap back at
right.
Elon Musk. So that's probably an anti-Doge.
He cut the flow of money. It's about a lot of fuckery, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'd be mad too if I was running fuckery and
they don't care about the anti-fraud. Hey, I just want to throw just a quick thing in because I saw it today. And this goes on, I think, in California too. But the average medium income for someone who lives in New York City was like $81,200, something like that, very close to there. And the price per homeless person that the state was paying was like 82,200, something like that. So it was just they were spending about $400 more on each homeless person than they were the average New York City resident that was working and stuff. And so that's crazy. You think if that money was more streamlined or something like that, but we shouldn't be a homeless problem. If you streamlined 82,000, I'm sure you could afford an apartment.
Okay, so Elon, another friend of the show. Let's see. Number 11 is our expectations for you were low, but holy fuck, that's actually It's horrible on aesthetics, but they said holy fuck, so I'm giving it an 8.
Yeah, I'd give it 1 on humor. But anyway, I think we don't have to go through much more of these. But
You do know if you drop the F bomb, you like exponentially shoot up the joke by like order
I'll give
of
it
3
2.
or 4.
I'll give it 2 just for the F word.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm not talking.
Here, I'm
cigarette.
going to zip through these. This is 11, so 12. Hey, MAGA, go fact yourself. Now, that's kind of funny.
I kind of like that one. That's
Yeah.
good. I'll give that one a 7 compared.
All right.
I'm raising the bar right now because some of these have been pretty bad. But I
Okay,
like
number
that one.
13. No dictators. I mean, that's pretty funny. But it doesn't tie back to the king thing.
Well, that he's a dictator. So no kings is no dictators.
So a monarchy is a dictator? No, sir. Those two things are different. Those are a dictator and a monarchy?
A fascist government.
A fascist government that's run by force and then
by kings and dictators.
Well, hold on. A monarchy is the people choose to believe you were ordained by God or a higher being. That's not. Yeah.
I do get a little humor when the UK protests no kings.
That is funny. Why did she pixelate her face out or whatever? You would think you'd want to stand on.
She's an old lady. Leave her alone.
Okay.
Like a cane.
All right, old lady. Well done, old lady. Number 14.
Deformed hand. Well, she got Canada. So,
yeah. So, number 14, girl, hold my earrings. Statue of Liberty's going to lay a smackdown, I think. So, that Statue of Liberty's mad. Okay. Creativity, this is high. But
I didn't know there was a hold my earring thing. That's kind of funny.
Oh, you know how that is. When a woman's getting ready to fight, she's wearing earrings. She takes her earrings off.
I haven't fought too many women, but I'm going to keep an eye out for that.
Dude, you should raise your standards a little more.
Lower. No chick can beat my ass.
All right. Number 15. The only king I recognize. Now, this is funny. That's the guy from, that's the lemur, right? From, oh my God, what movie is that?
No, I think that was the.
Yeah, that's the lemur that
okay. So
Sacha Baron Cohen does the voice for.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat. Chat, you know what it is? If you know what it is, put the name of this movie that little lemur's in. That cartoon.
The Lion King, isn't it?
I don't think it's the
Lion King.
Hold on. No.
Okay.
I can't remember which one it is. Anyway.
Yeah.
Number 16. Good.
Oh, Madagascar.
There we go. Was that the chat? Chat came up with Madagascar? Oh, chat says Madagascar. That's right. It is Madagascar. Well done. Julio, you get a gold star. Congratulations. Let's see. God forbid a girl wants liberty and justice for all. See, I don't even know a girl's holding that, though. Look at that hand. I'm going to give that a low rating because, I mean, it's just, yeah.
I don't find the humor in that. I'll give it a 2.
Yeah. You can always find your liberty and justice for all at the end of the pledge, madam. Okay, number 17. Trump exhibits multiple psychosis. Trump underpants reek discernibly. Okay, it's stupid because they're taking Timu turd or no, Temp turd. That's a psychosis.
We're not going to get through these 31s. I got a lot to.
Do you want to stop now? Do you want to stop
this?
I
think.
Okay, here we go. 18, 19,
right.
20. Okay, I'm done. That was fun.
Yeah. I think the point was just kind of say that it's a conglomeration of just different people coming up for different purposes, different things, different reasons that they don't like the government. So there's not like one particular thing. It's got to be a bunch. So I would say, and I think a lot of this is mainstream, but there is some talk about a lot of these protesters being professionally funded.
Mm-hmm.
So and particular, some people are claiming, and some, very well may be. I think there are definitely some professional protesters making between $30 to $50 an hour, depending on their position in the protest, whether it's handing out signs or whatever. But there was some stuff released over Saturday, and one of the congresswomen just released a document which you can pull up if you want, if it's available.
No, I got it. Yeah.
But the big thing was some of the biggest donors, um, what, $300 million
Mhm.
went to support this protest yesterday. So that's a lot of money coming in. And so some people, probably on the conservative side, are like, who's funding this? So they're started to look. And so um, George Soros, of course, is mentioned all the time as supporting these. So I think his is the Soros Foundation. So, 72 million, that's pretty good. Arabella is another big one at 80, just about 80 million.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
That
having a
Ford,
tough time pulling this up right now.
yeah, that's okay. Ford is not Ford the car. So, they're trying to sell F-150s. But there's one particular guy, is he's got links to, I'm trying to think of his name now, links to China, and Neville Roy Singham is a billionaire from Shanghai, and he attends Communist Party workshops, et cetera, et cetera. And he's allegedly fuels millions through shell companies, through UPS mailboxes. 3 congressional committees have subpoenaed him as a suspected CCP foreign agent. So some are looking at this and saying, hey, a lot of this stuff isn't organic. These signs are made before people even get mad about the latest fuse that set something off. So if you look at this document, you can see the whole 300 million. It's too small to look at, but
can you see what I got on the screen?
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's a big screen. If you want to look at Congressman Luna, I think she's got it posted there. That'll make it easier. I'll give her a shout out as a congresswoman.
You know what else I can do, chat? As I can put this in the chat, can I? I think
be able to link it or so.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that while you're talking.
So so some people are a little bit weary, about the ability to truck people in, the monies that go to that. And I'm not talking about the violent ones. I'm just talking about logistics. They have logistics nailed down after all these protests I would say obviously prior to that, but once Black Lives Matter got streamlined, and Chaz and all that stuff, I think some logistics and companies, probably NGOs, a lot of those too. And I've seen some stream charts on how the money moves. It's not here to do that, but some people are concerned there's foreign influence in these protests to break down America. Mm-hmm. Whether it's Communist Party or the Communist Chinese, et cetera. So what do we think?
These are a lot of groups. These are a lot of No Kings partners funded by Arabella, Buffett, Ford, Rockefeller, Soros, Tides, and we have totals there. And I mean, this is tons of names. Everything from A Jewish Voice for Peace, Inc., to American Atheists, to Common Cause, Climate Museum, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. And I'm just going A's and C's. These are all alphabetized down to Ultraviolet Action.
Yeah.
Not violent, ultraviolet action. I wonder if that's supposed to be a play on ultraviolet.
I don't know, but I think when this
let me read some of these numbers though. that you could see. Here's one for the American ACLU, 42 million. Bend the Arc, a Jewish Partnership for Justice, 13.9. CARE in Action Inc., 10.9 million. I'm going to go to double digits ones and not cover the millions. I mean, below 10 million. Florida Rising Together Inc., 15 million. And these are aggregate numbers I'm giving you from all those donors. Here's Jobs with Justice Education Fund, 21.9 million. League of Conservative Voters Inc., 46. Hey, I have a question. If that's over 100 million right there, I'm saying, why is there one homeless person in this nation?
Well, that's what I was just fraud.
Like, where do all these hundreds of millions of dollars go?
If every homeless person in New York City, that's growing, as a matter of fact, and the expenses on them are growing, is getting $82,000 to cure that one person's homelessness, it's not going to them. They're still in a cart on the street. Somebody is taking that money and laundering it. I'm allegedly, but something's not right. And I think I saw something similar in California when they were like, dude, we spent X amount, 500 million, that's a made up number, on homelessness in California. And then they'll have people walk around to the homeless people. Have you received a dime? Nope. So there's something's going on. Taxpayers probably going to NGOs, and NGOs keeping the money, probably doing donations back to the. It's like a money laundering scheme, allegedly.
So you ready for the macro? Here's the aggregate total of all that donation to all those entities: 294 million. 487,641. So 295 million, basically.
That's for a 1 day of obviously 3,000. Now, when you hear terms like, oh, people are getting $30 to $40 or whatever, 20 to 40 an hour. Mm-hmm. For a half a day work. I've seen some of the advertisements in some of the companies, like Mob on Demand, something like that. I don't know if that's an actual.
How is that defined as protest? How does that fit a definition of the Constitution? How well we hold dear, and we're citizens, and we have the right to protest our government. How is this defined in that a citizen has a right to protest? Are we saying that all these people are American citizens, they've got money, and you can spend your money however you want, and their form of protest is spending all this money? Is that what we're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is, if there's 8 million people, let's say 8 million, that came out to protest all across America, and you paid them $200 for that day, I don't think it mass up. That might be the entire amount, or more than the entire amount. It may be like 320 million or something like that. So not everyone's getting paid. There is obviously some grassroots people.
If you get money to go out into a quote unquote protest, are you a protester or are you a paid actor at that point? Do you switch titles because you've accepted money to go out and protest? That's my question.
Only if you're smart.
No, but then you wouldn't be a protester, which means you're causing, or you're a rioter at that point. Then you see my point?
Be both, right? You could
no,
believe in it and make money.
So if you took money to go protest,
yeah,
are you a paid actor or a protester? Can that be the same? And if it can, I guess that means you can just pay people to pretend to protest, and it's not. So you're basically dissolving the idea of protest by paying people to go protest, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, with taxpayer-funded money. So the tax money.
Yeah.
Collected.
So we paid them. You and I paid them.
Yeah.
Well, actually, these are donations from. These are donations that this money we're talking about on the screen are donations from private entities. That's not tax money, right? It says Rockefeller, Soros, Tides. That's not tax money.
Not every one of them, but there's a suspicion that some of the NGOs receive money from the United States because of whatever their cause is, that keeps them under a nonprofit, and they use that nonprofit money, and then they reinvest that money back to that congressperson who supported that grant of money in Congress to that nonprofit. So
Yeah.
the allegation is it's like money laundering going through the system.
And
with
then
these,
when you make
NGOs.
$55,000 a year and you don't claim $1,000 in tips one year, you get audited.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the funny thing to me too. Just to
That
jump
is
on
hilarious.
If
that
if
that
the
is
IR, if the
yeah.
IRS knows exactly how much you know before you even do taxes, why don't
Yeah.
they just send you a letter and say
You owe this much.
you owe this? Why
Yeah.
make you make mistakes so they can get another $1,000 and bad fines or something? But yeah, so let's think. So what's the modern definition of fascism, or if
Fascism?
yeah, it's or the modern left's view of what fascism is. Uh, there's one person on X, I can't remember the name, who had suggested that, especially if you're right wing, if you love your country, show flags, drive around with it, that you might be fascist, uh, according to new definitions
All right.
by,
Okay.
by this guy. If you want to enforce the border, then you're racist.
Got it.
If you think your parents should raise the kids, then you're a bigot. I don't know how that fits in. And if you want to know who's voting in your elections, Jim Crow 2.0.
Okay. Are those the new rules?
According to him, that's what he thinks, that how the modern left determines what fascism is.
Why don't we let's ask the GPT.
Yeah, let's do that. Because
I'm just gonna say, what is fascism?
This is just one guy on X who I don't even know who he is. Suggested that this was the new definition of modern left definition of fascism.
Because AI is smarter than all of us put together, apparently. So.
Oh, okay.
So fascism.
The guy who said this, just to give thanks, someone named at House of Yogi on X.
Are we ready for official definition? Since we go to Grok went crazy with the definition. He gave me like a dissertation and like. Okay, so you want to start with Grok or ChatGPT? Which one do you want to do?
Doesn't matter. Is it defined as what modern left believes?
I don't know. I said, what is fascism? I don't care if it's the left defining it or the right. I'm just asking, what is it?
Well, I'm relating it to the reason why they're protesting on No King's Day.
I understand that, but I'm asking, what is fascism? So fascism is an authoritarian, ultra-nationalistic political system where power is centralized under a strong leader, the state dominates society, dissent is suppressed, individual rights are subordinated to the nation, unity, and order. So fascism is when a strong leader stands up, seizes central power. I'm regurgitating this definition. The state dominates society, meaning whatever that strong leader calls the state or the council or the whatever dominates society. Then dissent is suppressed, meaning you can't protest. And individual rights are subordinated to the nation, unity, and order. So I guess that leader then declares rights are suspended or gone because we need the nation, unity, and order. And we can't have you having rights and have order at the same time. I guess that's what's being said. So
who do you think, in the word of censorship, whether it's, we'll just say liberal and conservative, who do you think is causing the most censorship of political opposition in 2026?
Tech companies.
Yeah. But and you think the tech companies are doing it on their own accord?
That's a great question. I want to believe. Well, no, I don't want to believe anything. I think I think our government has coerced tech companies to do its bidding. I believe that has happened. And I believe that has happened in our government, not the Obama administration or the Trump administration. I just think our government has done that for its purposes. So everyone in the intel
Right.
community at the very top, I think they pull strings and get social media to suppress us to keep us in line. Yes, that's what I think. And I have a piece of proof to that. If you
Okay.
go and go back and watch YouTube videos since they started, okay? If you can do that, if you just pull videos over through time and space, right? Pull videos on a timeline and then focus specifically when we started hearing about woke agendas and that kind of stuff. And then start looking at how content creators start self-censoring to the like they won't say
Yeah.
like if I bet you if we say
I've seen that.
yeah, right.
Instead
You
of
see
the
people say
word,
the R word for like rape, and you hear people say the S word for
I
suicide.
got my fishing pole instead of
Yeah.
pew pew.
Exactly,
Censoring that
exactly.
down.
But here's
Yeah.
kind of my point. I think at the beginning that was kind of a desired thing from the entity that controls the platform. But I think they made the guardrails so people got so fearful of losing their channel or being demonetized that they learned to self-censor. Now, I don't
Yeah.
think anyone said you will censor like this if you're going to self-censor. I think people just learn to
Well,
self-censor.
Mark
And
Zuckerberg came out and said the Biden administration pressured him to
yes,
censor.
I know this, but I'm talking about YouTube right now specifically, not just
Okay.
Meta. So people get frightened.
We love you, YouTube. Don't demonetize
Yeah,
us.
people
we
get
don't have enough
frightened.
people.
Yeah, YouTube, we love you, Overlord. Please don't demonetize. Hell, we don't even have. We have one person in our chat. What are we talking about? Yeah, we got a long road to go. But you see what I'm talking about. You see, like we would start self-censoring because we're fearful of losing our channel or being demonetized. And what does that do after you do? Hey, give us a class on PSYOP, Steve, about repetition of parroting and repetition of speech patterns over and over. What happens eventually? It's either adopted or, you know what I mean? Or a change, the desired change happens through the repetition.
If you say it enough, it's real.
Right. So the more I go the S word instead of the word suicide, the more I'm going to diminish what we know that word is into this new and build it into this new word that I don't believe the phrase the S word holds the same connotation in your mind as when you say the word suicide. That's a problem
or for that,
in linguistics over time.
like,
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I saw something on CNN one time.
Yeah.
And one person used the word illegal alien.
Mhm.
So one of the guests, and I believe, yeah, it was a mainstream media. I'm picturing the faces now.
Mhm.
Then had another word for it. I forgot what the popular word is now. Apparently, I haven't listened to it enough. Uh, Instead of illegal alien, what's everyone using?
Oh, it's
now?
like undocumented person or something like that.
Undocumented person,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. So now we're trying to change that word. So if especially one side says it enough, they're hoping it becomes true.
Yeah.
So uh, this one
So we
poses
got
a
through
question.
fascism. Let's go back to this.
What
We got
contempt for democratic process.
what?
Who is more in contempt of the democratic process?
What do you mean? Who is? What do you mean by that?
Well, say say liberal and conservative.
Mm. I don't ever like having a conversation like this with liberal
We
and
could
conservative
skip
because
that
it's
one.
not real to me. Those two words are not real in the sense of a identity of a real person. I believe those are emotions that get taken and you can flow through conservative and
You're right.
liberal emotions. You know
That's
what I mean? Yeah.
That's a good point. Everyone's going to see it that way.
But I understand
I'm
people
trying to go
identify as that. I
on
understand that.
on the line of what are kind of traits of fascism. So that's probably a bad example. Um, go through yours because I've got a list of 8 that
Oh, go through
says
my
are.
what? Go through my what?
Well, I'm looking at what 8 traits
Hmm.
historians measure fascism across, but
Oh,
you
okay. Well,
pulled up
educate me
Grok,
on
so
those. Tell me what those are.
so, so in this one they have censorship. I'm sorry, yeah, censorship of political opposition,
Okay.
contempt for a democratic process.
Okay.
3 is tolerance of political violence.
Okay.
4 is state ideology forced on families.
Okay.
5 is corporate state fusion, basically the government taking over private business.
Yes.
Um, scapegoating and manufactured enemies. I'm not quite sure what. Yeah,
Scapegoat.
making
Yeah.
making
That's
up enemies. Yeah,
yeah. 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 Like blaming everything on the Romanovs.
and then they have cult of personalities, which I'm taking as just somebody that's charismatic. Uh,
Donald Trump.
yeah,
Bill Clinton.
sure. That's on both.
Yeah.
Obama certainly. Ultra nationalism. Uh,
I'm not implying Bill Clinton and Trump are fascist, though. I just realized I made that connection by bringing their names into
well, I
this.
don't. Well, I don't think they fit all
I
this.
was implying they have that cult of personality to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hugo Chavez was a cult of personality.
Hell, Hitler, if you're
Uh,
going to go down that route, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Hitler. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly not myself. I ain't no senator's son. um. Yeah. So both, which I won't get into, but I would say both sides and some of these things reflect uh, some of these things in different ways.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I think why protest on a Saturday afternoon?
Hmm.
You think your constitution's being ruined? You think you've got a, a fascist that's not is not following the Constitution, doing what he wants, and has got a pack of people behind him, and that is his staff will do what he says, like a dictator in this case. No one in the Senate or the House that's a Republican will push back against him. So that's, I think, a point of view there. I think they think again. The way
I would contradict them in one great
ISIS,
way. One great way
yeah,
they're contradicted, and that is under fascism, dissent is prohibited, and they're out there dissenting. So how can it be fascism if you're out there dissenting and not being killed?
yeah, yeah. There is
Yeah.
no king. There is, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
It's
allowed to
not a monarchy.
protest.
If it was a monarchy and you were out there protesting, they would kill you and imprison you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
certainly, but the little side things like no war with Iran, and you're supporting, a terrorist funded state or a state funded terrorism. That frankly, they just had protests and killed 35 to 40,000 of their people in like 4 days,
Right.
gunned them down in the streets.
See,
Uh,
that's fascism under a theocratic rule.
yeah, so I think they, you know, get mixed up. I asked somebody the other day, and one of the first things they said to me was because ICE is killing Americans.
Okay.
And so,
Well, if
we've
they're
both,
illegal immigrants, they're not Americans.
no, 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 he was talking about the 2 in Minnesota.
Oh,
And
the
so,
people. Oh, the people that got killed by ICE. Well, oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
right.
Okay,
So
yes,
that was
I see what you're saying. Yes.
a talking point. How can you support someone who kills Americans, innocent Americans in the street? So, so there's people that believe that.
Okay.
Um, and in some cases, I feel bad. I think there was an accidental shooting, but again, you can bring up the point like, why were you there in the first place?
Because I have a
well,
constitutional right to protest, right?
right.
Mhm.
I was going to ask Rock. Oh, shoot, darn it. I think we talked about it a little earlier. So I had heard something today that there was about 600,000 people who have been deported, maybe 1 to 2 million that have self-deported, but 600,000 that have been deported. And out of that 600,000 number, there was about 120 that were picked up and they were American citizen. Is there a way to check that with
We could
one
just
of
ask
the
the
AI
question.
platforms? Yeah,
We
and see if that number is actually right, and see if that's minuscule as compared to, say, 120, 600,000 successful versus 120,000 screw up or 120 screw ups.
I'll ask Grok right now. Let's see. I'll ask how many U.S. citizens have been detained or arrested during 2025 to 2026 ICE operations. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's see what Grokky tells us. There is no official comprehensive public tally of U.S. citizens detained or arrested during ICE and related DHS operations in 25 to 26. The U.S. government, DHS/ICE, does systematically track or publicly report the number of U.S. citizens affected by immigration enforcement actions. Let's see. Let's look for, here's some key reported figures for 2025. A ProPublica investigation published in October 2025 covered the first of 9 months of the Trump administration's second term, documented more than 170 cases of U.S. citizens held by immigration agents. These include detentions during raids and protests, cases where agents questioned citizenship, arrests for alleged interference or assault on officers, some held incommunicado for over a day or alongside undocumented relatives. So,
So
if
170. I mean, it's not a thousand.
but hold
It's
on
not.
here. Listen to what it says. These included detentions during raids and protests. That's not saying like they accidentally arrested a U.S. citizen. What if and then it says cases where agents question citizenship. So
Yeah.
if they suspect they're not, and then they detain them, and then find they are and release them, well, yes, that's part
All
of the
right. So
process. I
let
know
me.
you don't want to go through that. I
No, no,
know.
no, no. Let
Yeah.
me change the word to harassed. What
Okay.
I'm saying is it's a talking point,
Yeah.
and obviously I can't back up those, or I can't find a way to back up those numbers. I don't know if it says like
Well, a
up to now
ProPublica
how many.
investigation published in October 2025. So Google ProPublica investigation, October 2025, and read.
How many people have been deported?
Yes, read the report that shows who's been deported and what numbers and who was arrested
Uh,
and why, and then take
um,
that
uh,
information, and if that information shows you, holy shit, something's kingly here, something's not right, you should be
yeah,
protesting, I believe, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Case solved, right?
Only thing I'm worried about is it's 6 months old since that survey,
Well, it does say at the
but the trend seems to be right.
yeah.
So
And you're right. I tell you what, people could get out there and Nick Shirley it. You know, that guy that went around and documented the
yeah,
Minnesota thing, right?
yeah,
Get out there and
and
document
California,
the
yeah.
proof and show the world that U.S. citizens are being detained and arrested, erroneously, illegally, whatever. You know, if that's what's happening, and you can observe it, and you're protesting it, and you're screaming it from the streets, then you should be able to show it somehow. That's what I would say.
I would say the last topic that I'd think about on this is well, we already said that welcoming illegal aliens is a popular idea. Um, or shouldn't call them illegal aliens. The other word that hasn't just been drummed into my head enough.
Oh, the undocumented persons?
Undocumented persons, yeah. So there's two issues with that. So I think from the kind of the conservative side, worried about illegal or undocumented persons not being U.S. citizens being counted in a census that gives power to politicians. And then the second one is the voter ID. Now, the voter ID one gets me a little confused because I think I've seen something to the neighborhood of 72% or so of African Americans believe that we should have ID. 80 to 82% of Latinos, and somewhere probably around 85 of Caucasians. I don't know about all the other ones. Believe so. I think it's around 80 to 85% of American people say let's initiate voter ID so that we know that the person voting is an American citizen. But then you have Congress that's we don't care what you want. You know, this is unfair. It's Jim Crow, women, suppressing women.
That's what I said when I was
poor
18
people.
trying to buy liquor underage when they asked for my ID. I said, this is unfair. This is Jim Crow shit, man. Why are you asking me for my fucking ID? You know?
I think there might have been a cheap bourbon called that. Yeah, so I think that's got some people riled up, and I think all of those things that are going on. Oh, I might use, yeah, no, I almost forgot one, and then the other was striking down Roe v. Wade. So no, that's not the only one I can think of. I think the women in sport or trans women that are now men in sports.
That's a big issue.
You know,
you just touched on like 4 or 5 huge issues that we're not going to dissect.
No, I'm just saying that when you go to the protest, that's why I wanted to bring up all those signs, because you can clearly see that it's a conglomeration of just a whole lot of people with different issues that are unhappy with the United States and how it's being run currently. But you're right. Some of these same issues that past presidents had were never protested like this. Then I saw a meme too. There was like, if it wasn't a meme, but it could have been, of a lady asking if MAGA was so popular, then how come we don't see MAGA counter protest? Maybe think that.
Yeah, think about that question.
You're right. You might get a couple people out there, but you know, I don't see. Well, is it because they don't have anything to protest about?
I don't know.
I don't know what the answer is.
I don't know a MAGA person. I don't know anyone who goes, I'm MAGA. You know what I mean? I have never talked to anyone.
I believe that there is a MAGA base, and I believe that amount.
Oh, I believe there is too. I'm saying I've never
35%.
Yeah.
I've never owned a red hat, but you know, I certainly wouldn't throw someone out of my bakery if they had a red hat on, or for that, a rainbow pin. I'm a businessman. I don't care what you are, as long as you're buying from me.
Hey, if I see a purple hair with piercings kind of idea, and they're in need of help, and they're having trouble breathing, I'm going to help them. If I see a person in a red MAGA hat and they're having trouble, I'm going to help them. If I see a black person, I'm going to help them. If I see a white person, I'm going to help the Asian person. I think that's how most Americans really think. If we really take the time to go door to door, knock on the door and say, hey, how do you really think as an American? I think you're going to hear that more than you're going to hear, well, I'm a liberal or I'm a conservative, and I bet you won't hear that starting out speech pattern. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So I think in reality, I know it's real for people that go out there and hold the signs, and I know it's real when ICE is out there conducting operations, someone tragically gets killed or something like that. But what
Yeah.
I do not believe is real is regular Americans are sitting stewing over these ideas enough to go protest regularly. I just don't believe that's real. I think that's constructed.
I I voted in presidential elections. I've never taken the time to go to a midterm and vote
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it doesn't interest me.
Doesn't. There's not enough juiciness in the midterms, is there? You're on that 4-year fix. You need that
Yeah,
4-year
yeah.
fix.
Once every 4 years, I do my diligent duty, and and either way, so I'm not like stuck in one particular party either.
Did you vote while
Um,
you were active duty?
that,
I can go ahead and tell you right
I
now, for
probably
most of my active duty
I,
time, I didn't vote for the
I
most of it.
might have done it one time,
Yeah.
but I was always overseas, so I probably
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all started because of mail-in ballots and mail-in ballots not make it and getting returned. And then you're like, well, wait a minute. If the ballot gets returned and never gets counted, and I'm
Yeah.
serving the nation right now, what does it matter if I'm voting? You know what I mean?
Because,
I'm serving. Yeah, I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's how I
because
process
the military balances were always the last to be counted,
Yeah.
right? So if the election was already won and there weren't enough military ballots
Yeah.
to change the outcome, they don't even open the envelope. So
Yeah.
that's the thing with
Democracy.
Zen. So I think I did just see something about the Supreme Court saying no more ballots after election day. I guess the word day has a point.
Yeah.
So
Why is that not a federal holiday? Why don't we? As America and Americans, on the day we vote for the president, why is that not a holiday like 4th of July? Why do we not have the day off? Why aren't banks closed? Why don't we make it a focus that everyone gets there so that vote can be tallied as soon as possible? Why don't we do that?
I think it's been brought up before.
No, I'm asking why don't we do that? I don't. Okay, it's been brought up. Our country is almost 300 years old. Why don't we do that? I'm wondering. Like
it's almost 250, but
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The math's off. If it would have been closer to 300, then we would have done it by now. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no one has ever, like in charge, thought we need to orchestrate this.
Well, this might be the catalyst, right? They might
Yeah.
say you have to have all your votes in. So now early voting, I like, by the way.
Oh,
The
then you
last
can't.
time-
Then you can't commit fucking though. So no, you don't
No,
want a national day where it gets done efficiently.
I went to the not DMV, but the local county thing. They didn't ask me for an ID. I didn't have to like identify myself, but I had to show like my address and name, like a water bill and,
Right.
and something. I would just
So who cannot get an ID? I've heard this before that it's unfair to ask for ID because certain people can't. And I've hear it like peripheral, like black and brown people. It's harder for them to get IDs or something like that.
And rural people, they're poor, so they can't make it to the office to get the ID because you can get it for free. At first, I think it was like they can't afford a driver's
walk that
license,
back for a
but-
second. Who can't get an ID because they're in the rural and they can't get where to get an ID?
People that live in a farm out in the outside.
They don't
of
have a
town.
car to drive into the city and get an ID?
No.
Well, okay, so we can't create how many people? That's probably such a subsection of population that the government can go, you know what? We're going to put workers in cars and send them out to those people and give them IDs. And you're still not overspending money or anything. You know what I mean? Again, are people
I've
thinking
just
of
heard that
solutions
argument.
or just trying to prolong problems?
Prolonged problems.
So how is this the best system? You just said it. You said it out loud. Prolong problems. You're saying people are trying to prolong problems. So how is that the best system?
I think the best system would be like the other 176 or however many countries there are,
Mhm.
and just say you have to show an ID and come in and vote. and we'll make it
Countries
easier.
around the world? Or
Yeah, yeah. Let's ask Rock. How many countries demand photo ID
well,
for
I see what you're saying.
voting?
I see what you're saying. Okay.
And I think you'll find that almost all of them do.
How many countries
Maybe not
require
Somalia.
ID to vote in their elections?
Or national elections or whatever.
Let's see what the big Grocky says here. Grok's getting a lot of time with us tonight. All right, approximately 176 countries or electoral jurisdictions require some form of voter identification, often photo ID, to vote in national elections, according to data cited as of 2021 and still referenced in 2025 to 2026 discussions. And that's from Wikipedia, they're citing.
Yeah. So if we have about 176 or so,
How many countries
why
are in the world?
is it like a 100?
I don't know.
I'm
I'm
not
asking the
sure.
questions right now.
A
How many
few,
countries?
maybe just a few more above that.
There's about, so the standard count is 195.
195. Oh, that was a good guess. I pulled it out of my behind there.
So that means out of 195 countries around the world, 176 countries or electoral jurisdictions require. So that means the majority require it. So if that is true around the world, yeah, I would turn around to our nation and go, well, wait a minute, we're the beacon of light around the world. If 176 countries require that, we should be the one that sets the standard of requiring it.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
You 176.
Yeah.
Now you have to drop voter ID because there might be some guy in a village that can't make it to work.
Hey, remember in Afghanistan they used to do their thumbprint? Remember that?
Yeah, the ink.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I know it's
Like-
not just Afghanistan, but I remember them doing that
Yeah.
there for their. They would put their thumbprint in the ink, like this bluish ink or
So
whatever.
no one could vote again because there would already be ink on.
What
it.
did they have a forensic person sitting there comparing thumbprints to see if someone did it twice or
Yeah,
something?
you got a big giant purple thumb. You've already voted.
And those guys walk from mud huts. I've been there. I've seen the rural area in Afghanistan. They walk to the cities to vote. So what's the excuse again in our country? People in the rural areas can't vote. Why again?
Well, now there's different ones. Now it's changed to because at first it was
So you can't get on a bus. You can't walk. You can't. You're incapable. You're crippled. Is that what you're telling me? They're crippled. They have no legs. Something like that.
yeah, that it used to be financially. Then it used to be financially because of skin color and stuff.
So can't afford an ID is what you're saying.
Which they're saying it's free, and then they're saying,
Yeah, I didn't
if
pay
you
for
say that,
Yeah,
the state ID, you don't have to have a driver's license. But then they're saying, well, they can't. They don't have a car. They don't have a way to.
Then walk. You have
Get
legs.
the
Walk.
ID.
If you can't walk,
Yeah,
ride a
yeah.
bus. If you can't ride in a bus, ask a friend to take you. If you can't
Your
ask a
neighbor
friend,
can't.
you have a
There's a-
duty to go vote. Remember this?
Right.
Remember the remember all this? This is what we're talking about here.
Just like today, there's just excuses. Well,
Yeah.
now
I just told you,
women
in a country,
have to get a marriage license. They can't get their marriage license, et cetera, et cetera.
I just don't I don't believe this. I don't believe an American cannot get an ID in a state. I do not believe that. I'd have to be shown that. I'd have to be shown the hundreds of thousands or millions of people who were refused IDs by a state. That's what I need to see.
Well, apparently on The View, Whoopi Goldberg pointed out that the amount of immigration fraud for or illegals or undocumented peoples that have voted in election was only 0.000003, and they don't affect the election.
Okay.
I don't know where she got that. I don't know where she got that number from. But
all right. How would you
But
know that if they're
obviously,
illegal and undocumented? How would you even get a statistic?
I don't know.
I mean,
But
no.
I guess
think this out. If what we're
Oh,
saying is
so
the
they
people are
looked at the voter-
undocumented,
those people that took the time to review the rolls, that's apparently the number that they came up with.
Okay. I'm starting to think a lot of people are lying.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to think that a lot of everything we're talking about is like literal lying, not systems and procedures and past grievances that make people today want to prevent other people from doing things for the color of skin and that kind of stuff. It
And so
sounds
what's the
like
whole
there's a
point
lot
of
of
it is,
lying going on. That's what it sounds like.
yeah, they'll lie right in front of your face, or politicians. So
So
that
then
is
why do
why
we
we,
elect them if we know this? If we know they lie in front of our face, if we know there's a 15% approval rate, and that's not new, dude. That approval rate has been low for quite a while. That didn't just happen last week. You know what I mean? That 15%. If we know
I
all
think I
this,
looked at that last year, and it was up. It was about 19. So it's continuing to degrade. So maybe it
makes
was
my point even
25.
stronger.
20, yeah.
If we know it's degrading, if we know the first joke people will tell you about dishonest people are either lawyers or politicians. And that's been since I can remember people telling jokes. If all that is true in zeitgeist, why do we elect them to do our bidding? If we joke in jest about they're dishonest all the time, if we continually say in polls, I don't trust them, why are we electing them?
I don't know. I don't think most people think about it.
If
There was
80% disapprove of a concept, why is that 80% electing anyone? Like, why doesn't that 80% abstain? And then it would be so painfully obvious that no one's voting that people would have to go, wait a minute, this isn't a real election. You know, in a nation of what, 100 something million voters or 90 million voters, whatever the number is, 10 million voted. It'd be something like that. You know what I mean?
Something that I saw on Sunday, and I don't know if I caught the full part of it, but I think, yeah. So Stephen A. Smith,
Yes. The
I believe
sports guy.
he was on with Bill Maher and I think a freshman congresswoman
Mm-hmm.
from somewhere, but apparently she's former CIA, and Bill Maher was, I think, kind of pushing back on some of the nonsense. But another thing came out, and I have to watch it. But I think she said most of these Congress people are dumb as rocks.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They just get clicks, and
Yeah, but
she's
we are the
admitting
people that send them there. We, the Americans, are the people that send them there. So who's the dumb as rocks ones, really? You know,
we are.
Is it that we don't care? Okay, here's the real question I think I'm looking at right now. It appears to me that Americans as a whole like being American, love their American lifestyle, but really don't have time to think about how the nation is run and how that lifestyle is built for them. They really don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Because they don't build. Okay, me and you don't build our lifestyle. Our lifestyle is like built for us, and we choose the aspects of the lifestyle, if we will, right? We don't build for ourselves, right? So, you know, I'm stuck at this. Do Americans just want to just live their life and not have to think about politics, but they kind of fake it when they go vote? Is that what happens?
I don't know if it's like I think people hear stuff, don't look at it any more than face value.
Would you buy a car that way? Would you buy a car
Don't-
because someone told you this is the best, so you just go out and pay for it and you get it?
No, I did.
You know,
I did research on costs, different types, sizes, engines.
would you get a job that way? Would you buy a house that way? Would you look for a mate that way, just blind? I don't know. Maybe you would. It's just it perplexes me sometimes that, you and I, we're not loud on our opinions about in government, like policies. You and I are not really loud about that. It seems like you and I are louder about looking at people yelling about government policies, but they don't seem to understand what they're yelling about. That's what you and I
I
seem to be
think
talking about.
I think some do.
Okay,
Like
some do, but I would argue the majority don't.
yeah, I could believe that. So when I look at say the constitutionality of kidnapping a president out of his country, uh, should that have been done? Was that on the edge of violating, giving Congress a heads up and then going, "Oops, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that for 50 years it's been done that way. It's still written that way. Um,
Right.
Now they did, for Iran, at least they did do the Gang of Eight. And so they did notify higher members, certain positions in Congress that they were about to attack. Excuse me, attack. But yeah, so I don't know that many people have that much time, really. Right,
And if
right.
it and
If you're
if
saying like,
go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, if for 35 years, you know, I've been concentrating on stuff that directly affects me, and now I've got more time to sit and think about it. Then yeah, I have more time to research. But well, it's a bad way to do it. But I would say over the last since Obama, at least, no, since Bush, probably even Bush Senior. I watch the debates, and then I'll watch them all, and then I'll get a feeling of whether. And sometimes I might have buyer's regret, but they convince me because I didn't have time to do all this stuff. So I watch it and then say, yeah, and I watch another one, and then eventually I make a decision uh, come election day.
Yeah.
But
I know.
I'm not jumping on ar- artificial intelligence. Uh, but what back in the '90s we were in Panama. What do we have? Like the fastest baud rate was like 14.4. You
Yeah.
wanted to download a browser, it would
Dude,
take
that was the
overnight.
beginning of the internet, like 94
Right.
for yeah, like
So
yeah.
so I don't know if it's now that more information is now available, and therefore I I have more time to look at it. So like if I was looking at a car, I might just go on the way I like it. Now in seconds I can type in consumer report on Toyota Highlander. Oh, how does it compare with this? Now I don't even have to do that. Now I can just go to some AI platform, lay out the top 10, which one has the best, what are the advantages to each? And it runs through 86 articles and just spits out this is what we think about it. Resale value, cost, interest rates, all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
So, social media, you know, uh, y- just in our modern time, we've at least had CNN, Fox News, uh, at some point, I guess MSNBC, but we probably already had NBC rather, news, ABC. Those are the information outlets, Remember if you had a TV in a work area, it was just always on CNN.
Always on
You
CNN,
know,
or
you can
you were in that place
you're
where there were
allowed to
multiple panels.
right. You're allowed to have a TV, but it's got to be on CNN. So that was kind of where the news came from.
And a lot of people were getting their information and intelligence from CNN.
Well, I don't know about
think
that.
about that. There were
Maybe
some
far
people.
back. Yeah.
Oh, there were people there were people
I'm
that
gonna
worked among us that's where their intel came from. CNN. Yes.
uh, maybe yeah. Um, I don't think I
I'm
ever
not gonna
wrote.
list any names.
I don't think I ever wrote up a paper or some
What
kind of risk analysis based off CNN, but
reference CNN? Yes, the source. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But
CNN
open
reports, so
source,
this is the risk level, of course. Yeah.
yeah. But open source until I think you know. last week when we were talking about last week, and I was kind of just talking about the flow of oil and how it would affect the world with
Uh-huh.
what's going on. Um, a lot of that stuff is just a lot is driven off open source intelligence. You can gain quite a bit now,
Sure.
you know, on stuff. It's amazing. I think even someone from the Air Force or CENTCOM was complaining, "Hey, you're telling all of our troop movements." Yeah, we can see it on Flight Tracker. We can see
Yeah.
it on Maritime Tracker. We can see every boat that's transiting the Strait of Hormuz or the uh, Mandible Strait or whatever it's called, the one in Yemen, the Gate of Mandab al Bab. So yeah, you can with all the transponders, all the technology, everything can be tracked. Now you have to have an interest in it because I'm not. Let's say if it's a $10 a month subscription, I'm not paying it. But so many people that are now independent journalists that need that for their networks are going to spend $10 if they want to track all the flights around the world for whatever their style of coverage is. Yeah, especially during the wartime. Yeah,
We could give the listeners a little hint every now and then, a little tool to put in their toolkit through our show. We could give them like a way to look at information, a way to think about information, a way to question information, a way to catalog their thoughts about questioning information, and then what they answer and how to catalog that to feed their own intelligence cycle. We could tell people how to do this over time, couldn't we?
Yeah. There's whole
let's do it. Let's do it over time. Let's teach people the intel cycle. Let's teach people to be human collectors to themselves so they can't be deceived by another human.
Yeah, we'll have to put that in there one day.
Here's a nickel's worth of free advice, kids. Everything you look at, go who, what, where, when, why, how, and what else, and what other. Do that on a cycle with everything. Everything you see, everything, every verb, every person, place, or thing. Get in a cycle of thinking like that. You'll never miss information in collection.
I don't think that's going to happen. I have.
It's true though. It's true. If you think that way all the time, you very rarely miss information.
Yeah, I don't think they have the desire to. They don't want to know the truth.
Hey, all I can do is show you how to think. I can't tell you what to think.
Yeah.
It
would be an example of not just my family, but other people that have called me up. Like,
yeah.
Hey, my kid wants to go to country X. Let's just say Afghanistan.
Why the hell do you want to go there?
I don't think you should allow your daughter to go backpacking through Afghanistan right now.
That's a horrible idea.
She said that there's plenty of. She could stay at a hostel and. No.
Yeah. By any chance, do you have an insurance policy on your daughter? Yeah. Because then I might see the motivation for allowing her to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well, I suppose we should wind this down.
I think it's time. I think we've rambled too long. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching or watching in the future. Make sure you give us a like and a follow. We greatly appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Any of these videos that you help us out will help the non-existent algorithm that we are not part of yet in the future. And yeah, certainly we would appreciate it.
We're going to be huge one day, though.
So jump on now.
Yeah. Get in on ground level. Have you heard of SafeMoon?
Yeah. And notice that we did not just for everybody. It wasn't an easy target. We could have easily done funny pictures that didn't involve signs. So again, we're just saying that everybody has the right to be themselves and live their own way. So don't take it those signs as a personal attack on any particular group or persons.
That was beautiful, Stephen. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, everybody.
I just didn't want it to sound I didn't want it to sound too right wing.
Yeah, very huggy, very huggy. I felt huggy feely in that moment. Thank you, chat, for being with us tonight. All one of you. Thanks for being present. Hey, you start with one, and soon you'll have 100, and soon you'll have 1,000. So that's how it goes. Be sure to check out some other podcasts by Eagle Bradley Productions. Check out Dancing with Ourselves, a totally rad 80s podcast, a Gen X themed, really cool podcast. Check out the Retro Current Show, 80s decade music game show scavenger hunt in real time. And of course, from us here at Them Boys Ain't Right in T-Bar, we love you. Good night.
Lord have mercy. Y'all ain't right.